Hey guys, I am Jamie Haynes with Crestview PTA, and this video is to explain a little bit about what Dropbox is and how the Crestview Elementary PTA board uses Dropbox. So if you go to Dropbox.com in your browser, from that home page you can scroll down and it kind of sort of explains what Dropbox is here. It allows you to take your documents anywhere. Save files on your computer, then access them on your phone from the road. Everything is synced up. So things on your local computer's hard drive are synced up to the cloud, are synced up to other people's Dropbox accounts that you've shared folders with or shared the account with, which is lovely. It allows you to send videos quickly or any really large files that you have trouble emailing. You don't have to worry about that anymore. You can simply put it in Dropbox and send a link instead of trying to send the file, and they can download it from the link, which is awesome. It'll help you back up all your photos if you so choose. Helps with collaboration. If you and a team member, i.e. PTA, are working on a particular file, you just drop it in Dropbox, save it, it'll push it to the cloud, and then push it back down to their local hard drive so they can access it as well and work on it. You guys work together. You don't ever have to worry about losing a file. If it's in Dropbox, it is backed up, usually in multiple locations. So for instance, this is my hard drive on my computer, and you can see I keep everything in Dropbox. So if all this information that's right here, if this computer is stolen tomorrow and thrown in the trash, thrown in the lake, all this information is just fine. It's safe. It's in the cloud. All I have to do is get a new computer, install Dropbox, and download it. Or really, that's to get it on the new computer. Really, it's still in the cloud. I can go to anybody's computer, go to www.dropbox.com, log in with my login, and all this information will still be there. But what we're going to talk about today is the PTA folder. So we have a PTA folder in Dropbox, and I'm going to go ahead and click on it right here so you can see it a little bit better, hopefully. Right now there are 5 main folders, and I'm just going to try to go through them quickly just to let you know what's in here and hit the high points of things you might need or could use with your job. Inside forms, at the top we've got our Crestview bylaws. If you ever want to read through those are PTA laws specific to Crestview. I'm going to point out a couple of forms here. This is the criminal history record. This is the form that you actually get from the office at Crestview or from the district support center. If somebody wants to volunteer at all up at the school, they have to go through a criminal history check. And so this is the form that they fill out, i.e. if they want to help with any kind of after-school club or volunteer for PTA to work at all, they'll need to fill this out. All the new board members need to fill one out as well if they have not already. So that form is there. Here's our plan of work form, which every person will have to fill out as a new board member. This is the copy codes. This is super great, especially, this is from last year, but it still works. This is step-by-step instructions on how to make copies. And it's got our codes in here, which I don't think it's a big deal for me to share that information because everybody in the PTA knows the codes anyway. But if you have a new person who doesn't know what they're doing, you can send them this document, as well as on our YouTube page I have step-by-step instructions too. But that really helps if you've never made copies up at the school before. Let's see, this is the letterhead. This is something super helpful if you're trying to get donations from anybody in town or you need to write some kind of a formal letter from the PTA. Just take this out right here and use your own information, and you've got PTA letterhead done for you. Again, there's the plan of work. Reimbursement form. This will be a really important form for you if you spend any money with PTA. I think if it's over $100, you've got to get it approved by the president, but anything else that you buy for your area of work, just fill this out, and then you turn it in to the treasurer, and then you get reimbursed. So PTA never gives you money to go spend. You spend your own, and then you get reimbursed back from after you fill this out with receipts attached. So that form is in there. This is some tax information, but for the most part there is the forms. The marketing folder contains lots of good information. I'm going to say the most important I'm going to say the two most important folders are these two. The image and graphics inside here is our Crestview PTA logo. I actually paid somebody to make us this awesome little logo one time, and you can kind of see it. So there it is if you need to import it into something. It's in a couple of different sizes here, 2 different JPEGs. Here's one with a transparent background, which is super nice. Here is the logo, smaller, small s, in PDF version. The .ai files are Adobe Illustrator. If you're familiar with Adobe products, it's what our graphic artists use to create the file. So there is that. If somebody ever wanted to alter it, we've got those files. So of course, please don't delete these, but just use them if you need them. I'm going to jump down here to the social media digital logons. So this is all the login information for all the different accounts that PTA has. From our MailChimp email to our Instagram account to our photo bucket to our Twitter. Here's our Gmail, Crestview PTA login information, which I think the president and communications person normally checks that. But just some Facebook information, or even Wufoo and YouTube. It's all connected, and then there's information about our website too in here. So that's all under social media digital logins. The other files I won't go through one by one, but I'll just say there's lots of good information in here, particularly the PTA one-on-one presentations. These are things that we've done the last 2 years at the back-to-school nights. I'm not sure if they're going to do it again, but just lots of good information on what is PTA, how to get involved, and what we have going on. Let's see, this was just a sticker I made one time in Photoshop. Again, it's a PSD file. It's laid out in Photoshop, so if you have a graphic artist that has access to Photoshop, which is what PSD works in, they can help you update those graphics. So again, lots of marketing information in here. The next one is meeting notes, and this is pretty self-explanatory. You can see we have meeting notes digital online back from 2012, which this is awesome. You can kind of see what people discussed, several years ago. And we normally have a agenda and then the actual meeting notes. So the secretary for the next year will hopefully just continue on with this, adding them in here and create a 2016 folder, and then everybody has access to everything all the time and there's no questions. So that's meeting notes, programs and positions. So inside this folder, we should have a folder. I think we created a couple of new board names, or maybe just renamed them, but we have a folder for every single position. And inside those folders, you should find, at a minimum, this one only has one thing, is plan of work. And so you can see this was 2014, her plan of work for Go Green, and here's what this person did. So this will hopefully help you and future members see what someone's done with the position in the years past and how they budgeted for it. So we highly encourage you, as you fill out your plan of work for this next year, to pretty please scan it, drop it into Dropbox as a PDF or a JPEG underneath your position name. So not only that will you have it, your president can access it easily, and so can your treasurer and budget person, and it'll be there for future board members, make their lives easier. Another thing we want to encourage you to do is add documents into your area. So like here is Eagleathon, and so for the last 2 years we have a lot of information about Eagleathon. We have donation invoices, we have pictures taken at the event, we have pledges and sponsorship form, promo pics that we took of the t-shirts and stuff, reminder sheets that they created in Microsoft Word. So like if there's anything you ever create in Word or whatever application you use to generate your document, please save it in here, because then the person that has this position next year doesn't have to recreate the wheel. They can just use your document and carry on, and also they can see what you did last year, and it helps them spark ideas in their mind about, oh, that's how they did it. So we encourage you to, anything you create, anything you send out, please save it in your folder, and it'll be available for future PTAs. So I think that's about it. We do have a couple that aren't board positions. Campus beautification, this was something that helped us get rolling with the outdoor classroom, and we did Manic Mondays. There's lots of graphics for that. And then we do have a year at a glance in here, which that of course is just all the calendar dates for the school year. We save that document in there so we all have it. The roster, simple enough. It's just a list of all of the board members. I won't open it up since this is online, but it's just got the whole current PTA board listed right here, and their phone numbers, emails, and home mailing addresses. So if you ever need that information, it's all right here accessible to you in Dropbox. So when you install Dropbox, it's simply, and this is a Mac, so of course it might look a little different on Windows, but it simply just puts like another folder over here, and it's called Dropbox, and then you can just create whatever folders you want in here. And so I'll send you an invitation, and I'm asking you to, share the PTA folder with me, and if you accept it, then you have shared privileges to edit and write into this PTA folder. If space ever becomes an issue, let's say you don't want all this information, you only want certain files, and people have put too much stuff in here, and maybe it's just taken up a lot of your hard drive and you don't have a lot of room. You're like, oh, I don't want this. Well, there's a simple solution for that. You don't have to get rid of Dropbox. You simply come up here, and of course it probably looks different on Windows, but you come up here to the Dropbox icon, and you go down, you click on it, and you go down to, see, these are all the documents that it's just syncing up or that I recently changed, and it says up to date. You click this little screw looking thing for preferences or settings, and you go to preferences, and I think, let me see where it is. I have to, here it is. You click on the account guy, the little man there, and you go to selective sync and click change settings. So all this is doing is saying what you want to keep on your local hard drive. Everything in here is synced to the cloud, and it will be. So you unchecking anything here is not deleting anything. It's simply removing it from your local hard drive. So, like here on PTA, I can drill down, and let's say I didn't want roster anymore. Well, you'd always want roster. I don't know why. Maybe I don't want marketing. Maybe I don't want meeting notes, but I do want the forms, and I do want programs and positions, but I really only want my program and position. So you can drill down to this level of what you want on local. So let's say if you're the book fair person, you can only keep that checked, and then book fair will be on your local hard drive, so will roster, and so will forms. Everything else will simply push back up to the cloud and slowly remove itself from your local hard drive. Don't go in and delete these folders. It will just sync up on its very own and push back to the cloud and remove that data off of your local hard drive to free up some space for you. And again, if you are on the board this year and then you leave and you don't want this PTA folder next year, but maybe you want to keep it in the cloud just because, who knows, you might be on PTA when your kids get to high school, you can simply uncheck this so it removes it from your local, but yet keeps it in the cloud. And then just click update, and it's going to do it. I'm going to cancel now because I want everything on my local. But again, that's what the selective sync option does. Just lets you select what you want to sync to local. One thing I wanted to point out is that there is an app for Dropbox, and it's so awesome. You can get a text from somebody, get a picture from somebody, and just save it into the Dropbox app. It works beautifully. It's like one of my favorite things that's been created in the last 5 years. So definitely look into Dropbox. I think the first 5 gig of Dropbox is free, and then after that you have to get a paid account, or you can get someone else to sign up if you send it to them. I can't remember where that button is, but then if you get other people to sign up, of course they give you a little more space. So that's another option too. But again, just limit what you put in that folder. So I hope that helps you understand a little bit more about Dropbox and how PTA is using it and how you can utilize some of the information in here. Hope you have a great year.